So do we finally know who Satoshi Nakamoto is? Probably yes. One of the new crypto site or crypto news site called Z Crypto says that they have finally been able to identify who real Satoshi Nakamoto is. And they claim that the real Satoshi Nakamoto is none other than Gavin Anderson. Now this is a very interesting story, guys. Now if I believe that if there was a movie that was to be made either in Bollywood or either on Hollywood on this mysterious story that who Satoshi Nakamoto is, it's gonna be a super hit. I'm sure there is someone out there who is making a movie on this subject already. So these guys, zycrypto.com, they have done some research and found out that, and they are very confident about this as well, by the way, that this is the guy who is Satoshi Nakamoto. So I thought, let me take this opportunity and let me get into the history of this interesting story, right? So first of all, so what do they have to say? So there is a method called stylometry. Stylometry is a method that they use to identify who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and they found out that it's Gavin Anderson. So if you want to know more about Gavin Anderson, you can Google him. He is a computer scientist. He has created many other things, and interestingly, his last conversation, so if you know, Satoshi Nakamoto used to write on Bitcoin Talk forum. I'm going to leave all these links in the description below. He's written about 575 posts. Satoshi Nakamoto has written about 575 posts already on Bitcoin forum. And his last conversation was with Gavin Anderson, right? Let me show you the last conversation that he had. So here he says that as Gavin and I added some DOS control. So this was the last chat. I think this was on December 12, 2010. And this was the last conversation that says, as Gavin and I have said clearly before, the software is not at all resistant to DOS attack. This is one improvement, but there are still more ways to attack than I can count. Now, this is coming out from Satoshi Nakamoto. So this has a lot of weight. I get frightened. I get these goosebumps when I actually read these kind of statements from Satoshi Nakamoto. I still can't believe that this is written by Satoshi Nakamoto, right? So, and in his last conversation, he actually did mention Gavin. Now, according to this zycrypto.com, the stylometry is basically a method. I'm not going to get deep into it, but according to the stylometry, they actually look at the writing method, the way you write, and that is how they find some relativeness between both the writings. And what they found is that if you read the Bitcoin white paper, by the way, right, a Bitcoin white paper, if you read the Bitcoin white paper, all the blogs that is written by Gavin Anderson, you will find a lot of similarity. So they are of an opinion that probably Gavin Anderson is the original Satoshi Nakamoto, and then he he assigned the work to himself, Gavin, right? And Satoshi Nakamoto is not a real person. There was not a real person. It's just a name, a fictitious name, right? And there is no person attached to it. That is what the story says. And a lot of, yeah, so this is a very, very interesting. Imagine Satoshi Nakamoto writing about 575 posts. Now this was the, if you read this, right, this is when everything started. So Satoshi Nakamoto wrote that on bitcointalk.org, said that I have developed a new open source P2P cash system called Bitcoin. It is completely decentralized with no central server, trusted parties, because everything is based on crypto proof instead of trust. Give it a try or take a look at the screenshots and design paper. Can you believe? So this was the first proposal that he had in front of the world, saying that this is what I have developed. Now this is again Satoshi Nakamoto's letter to the Bitcoin forum. And this is where everything started. He put the link of the bitcoin.org where this white paper can be downloaded from. So this is a very, very interesting. Like I said, if there was someone to make a movie on it, it's gonna be a super hit movie, right? Now, coming back to some of the other facts that I really found. So of course, if you are curious now, probably just to see, okay, is this true? Is Gavin Anderson is Satoshi Nakamoto? And you want to like make your own judgment, go ahead, watch his a lot of interviews. Now, this is the interview about Craig Wright. When Craig Wright, one of the weird guy, I would say, he called himself Satoshi Nakamoto, and everybody actually is still laughing at it. And he was talking, he was commenting on that, and he actually said, Gavin Anderson said that maybe he is Satoshi Nakamoto, and for him it's so easy because he doesn't want to be identified. If he is Satoshi Nakamoto, right? He doesn't want to be identified. So if somebody says that, okay, I'm Satoshi Nakamoto, he is very happy to say that, oh yeah, go ahead, he is the Satoshi Nakamoto. But I really feel bad for the person who is Satoshi Nakamoto, like I really said, and still cannot take that fame, cannot take that name from the world, just like Thomas Edison, who invented electricity, who he is the most respected guy because he invented it. Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, and he is known. And what if Satoshi Nakamoto would have also been a public figure and would have been in front of everyone? And I just imagine what kind of respect he would have received from everyone, like from all the news channels, everyone, right? Elon Musk, right? So yes, he is missing out on that fame, but maybe it's for good, because the regulators, the central authorities are not going to like it. So maybe it's good that he remains anonymous, right? Of course, before that, there are a couple of more people who have also been called as Satoshi Nakamoto. So one is Hal Finney, and then there is this guy called Nick Szabo, and then Elon Musk, as you know, and the Craig Wright himself has been calling Satoshi Nakamoto. So one thing that I do understand, that somebody who have had some last minute conversation with Satoshi Nakamoto maybe would presumed to be the Satoshi Nakamoto, and so far it was Gavin Anderson that Satoshi Nakamoto actually had the real-time conversation. So maybe it's him, or maybe it's not him, but I'm sure it is somebody from this space. It is somebody who knew these guys. It is somebody who knew Gavin Anderson. It is someone who is in touch with Nick Szabo, Hal Finney, or whatever. So it is someone from these guys. That's what I think, But otherwise, how else could you build these connections and ask them to work on the code? So there has to be somebody. So like I said, this is a very, very interesting story. I just can go on and on. But a very interesting point that I really want to remind everyone is that whoever Satoshi Nakamoto was, the intention of his was really clear. I mean, some people would actually say that, well, Satoshi Nakamoto has got 100 millions, no, maybe 1 million of Bitcoin, and that is why not 100, there are only 21 millions Bitcoin. So some people might say that he's hiding himself because he's got 1 million of Bitcoin, because obviously he mined the block initially, but then he had no other option, right? Even if he didn't want it, he had to have it because he was the one who mined it. But what was his intention? Well, his intention was very clear. Now, this is something that I've already spoken in the last video also, that if you look at the Genesis block data, he mentions in the Genesis block data something called as the times 03 Jan 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout. So this is the same message which was printed in the newspaper, right? So if you remember, the Lehman Brothers collapsed, and the Lehman Brothers collapsed, and they were bailed out, right? And that was one of the biggest banking scam in the history. I would call it a scam because they were bailed out, and to avoid that, any such situation, the Bitcoin was created. So whoever Satoshi Nakamoto is, his intentions was very right. He wanted to get rid of the bank. He wanted to get rid of this banking scam. So it doesn't really matter to me who Satoshi Nakamoto is. He's done a great job, whoever is he, So definitely want to hear from you. How do you find this whole interesting story, and do you think these guys are actually right? Because I have seen the tweet of Gavin Anderson, and it was just one-liner, and he says, my opinion of the accuracy of the stylometry dropped significantly after reading this. What it simply means to say that I don't trust you. I am not the one. I am not Satoshi Nakamoto. So that's quite interesting. The next news is from the Circle. So Circle, which is now owns Poloniex, is looking for a federal banking license. Now, this is something that even Coinbase was looking some time ago. And one of the reasons they want to do that so that they can start trading. So that will be one of the impact. So if they really get the banking license, they will be able to trade all the security tokens as well. And as you can see here, but it's not going to be easy for the regulators, because if they do allow them the banking license, now all of a sudden all the banks, like for example JP Morgan and New York and all the other banks in US, will also start trading cryptocurrencies. So that's going to be a big step if at all regulators do give them the banking license. But one thing is for sure, if they get the banking license, I mean, they will be able to trade the security tokens as well. And the last one I want to share is the Google ban. So if you must have heard recent announcement in the month of April that Google has banned cryptocurrency ads, that's going to be an impact from the month of June. You can find that here, Financial Services New Restricted Financial Products Policy June 2018. So what it means is there would be no cryptocurrency and Bitcoin ads, keywords on YouTube or on your Google. No ads. I mean, people can still write an article, people can still make videos like I am doing, but there will be no advertisement done. So of course this has been criticized for two reasons. Some people think that, well, Google banned it because they really want to save people from all the scam. But some people also criticize the decision that you cannot just ban everything. You got to see which is legit, which is not, and then do a filter instead of having a blanket rule. So that's going to be in action from this month. So that's it for now. Share your opinion of what do you think about the whole story of Satoshi Nakamoto. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.